Shabbat Shalom. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. The website is www.spiritandtorah.com. I want to talk today about cleaving unto Yahshua, about basically pressing into Him no matter what. There are circumstances that happen in our lives that can crush us, can totally crush us, and even cause us to despair. And there are some people who have placed their faith in Messiah Yahshua, and then something will happen that is so crushing and that they don't understand that they'll basically just start drifting away from Yahshua, and the Spirit will depart and they'll start living worldly, and it's as if they were never converted. But then there are others who, when a crushing circumstances will happen, even if they don't understand, they make the choice to say, no, I'm going to cleave to Yah no matter what. I'm going to press into Him no matter what. And those people become mature in the faith. We've got to cleave to Yahshua no matter what. Even when sufferings happen that we don't understand. In fact, I think sufferings are worse when you don't understand the context of why they're happening. But that's, I think, the whole point, to make us conformable unto Yahshua's death so that we can attain unto His resurrection, the resurrection of the dead. Paul talks about this in the book of Phillipians, about pressing into Him no matter what. It's in Philippians chapter 3, verses 7 through 14. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Messiah. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Messiah Yahshua, my Adonai, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Messiah, and be found in Him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the Talmud, the Jewish traditions, but that which is through faith of Messiah, the righteousness which is of Yah by faith, that I may know Him and the power of His resurrection and the fellowship of His sufferings, being made conformable unto His death. We don't hear a lot about having fellowship with His sufferings. And yet that's what makes us conformable unto His death, if by any means I may attain unto the resurrection of the dead. What is the resurrection of the dead? That's that great Yom Teruah in which we are transformed in a blink of an eye into our resurrected bodies, and we meet Yahshua in the air. Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I might apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Messiah Yahshua. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yah in Messiah Yahshua. I press toward the calling of the high mark in Messiah Yahshua. See, Paul said, I'm going to cleave to Yahshua no matter what. And whether great things happen or whether sufferings happen, and in Paul's life there was a great deal of suffering that he went through. Oftentimes I think sufferings that he didn't even understand why this was happening, and yet he was going to press into Yahshua no matter what. That's what we need to be doing. As we're getting closer and closer to the Great Tribulation, as we're drawing closer and closer toward the end of the end days, we have choices. One choice we can do is we can choose to escape into other distractions, into other things, into other people, or we can choose to cleave unto Yahshua HaMashiach with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength. We've got to cleave to Him. We've got to cleave to Him no matter what. Even when we go through things that we don't understand. I hope this message was a blessing to those that it needs to be a blessing to, that it's helping those who it needs to help, and continue to fight the good fight. He does give us joy and He does give us peace, but we do go through hardships, and we go through hardships sometimes that are beyond our understanding, and that's where we just put it in Yah's hands, and we press into Him. We cleave to Him no matter what. We have passion for Him and Him alone. Hallelujah. The website is www.spiritandtorah.com. Shabbat shalom.